So when we are talking about this whole thing about Twitter, the Twitter Indian government's pat, even if you apply it to all the social media sites, I think one is of course whether we have freedom of speech, but of course with reasonable restrictions.
Mhm.
What are those reasonable restrictions? I think we all, I mean, the Supreme Court of India and the
Absolutely,
laws
has enunciated
what's
that.
in,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. The second thing, the second part of it which we have to look at is the double speak. Social media sites showing a different line in EU countries, which is what time and again the Indian government has got to see.
Yes.
If you follow a different law in a different country, why is it that in my country you're not following this my laws? Because you have to understand that the laws of the land have to be followed. Because these guys, like I think Facebook doesn't even have a server in India, if I'm not
No, they
mistaken.
don't.
Yeah. The third part is politicians and social media sites themselves are no paragon of virtue when it comes to hate speech. So this this is the like the third aspect that I see. So none of them, all of them have broken rules at different points in time, and I find it very funny and odd that a Mark Zuckerberg, or for that matter of fact, even a Jack Dorsey, talk about ethics and code of conduct and all that. Many of them have broken it over a period of time. It's all documented out there.
See, I think
So,
let's leave the politician out. Let's leave the politician out because
mhm.
they do double speak across the board.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's leave the politician out. I don't think it's an issue of politician. I think it's an issue of what is the administration of this country doing to rein in these guys, these companies who don't want to follow a consistent principle.
Yeah.
Show your teeth. That's all I'm saying. Show your teeth and tell them that, look, this is not working.
Sure.
Okay, period. You cannot have endless arguments, endless discussion. Look, the law is very clear. Supreme Court of India has very clearly defined what is legal, what is free speech, what are the qualifications, what are reasonable restrictions.
Mhm.
Enough precedents are there. Okay, and I don't think Twitter or Facebook or anybody else, I mean, they have enough lawyers who are extremely
Yeah, yeah,
bright,
Yeah.
absolutely.
right? So this is not rocket science. Okay, for them to first say, okay, we are banning some handles, suspending some handles, the same evening, reopening those handles, and
Exactly.
then after 1 week saying that, okay, 50% of those handles are going to get banned. I mean, this is
That's
nonsense.
meaningless.
And very
Absolute
arbitrary,
nonsense.
and on what basis is it being done?
Yeah, so I think at one level, and I agree with the proposition, Leslie, is that they have to follow a uniform policy. But two is we have also recognized that they are fundamentally commercial organizations, and they
Yes.
will do what works for their commercial interests. And no matter whatever the personal integrity standards of a Jack or a Mark Zuckerberg, I think as commercials they will always, in a sense, want to align with the government of the day, in a manner of speaking, across the world, right? And therefore, it begets the need of whether there can be a kind of independent, ombudsman or an independent arbitrator, because self-regulation will always be fraught with compromise, right? At one level, you're expecting permissions for the government, and you're seeking favors in a manner of speaking. And at the other level, you're going to tell the government, "Sorry, I'm not going to ban handles. You want banned." I was wondering whether, therefore, there is a case for an independent, like a kind of a court within the internet space to look at all
Is it
these, just given the
practical?
size of how large these mediums are.
No,
No,
it's a
so
very good idea, but is it practical? I'm
it
asking
is
because the
practical, and
point of view. No, no. I
I'll
mean, look at our courts, the way they're burdened now. If you want to take up any case with any court at this point in time, it will be a 20-year case out here.
so don't
Now,
don't make
imagine
a
doing
case.
it.
I think what Lloyd is suggesting is that let's say if I'm Twitter and I'm operating in so many countries of the world, and if I were Twitter, then I know that there are top 4 or 5 countries where I need to focus on because there are issues there.
Sure.
What prevents me from creating an independent ombudsman panel for that country,
Uh-huh.
which comprises legal experts, which comprises sociologists, because that is very, very critical. Okay. And it cuts across a strata of society, which then advises. See, if Mark Zuckerberg can do that in the United States for Facebook,
Right.
why can't they do it for India? Why can't Twitter do it for India? Why can't Twitter do it for Europe? And that is not a big problem to solve. The issue is that the reason why I reckon they will not do it is this independent body may actually come and tell them things which are inimical to their commercial interests.
Absolutely. And that's what even Lloyd also pointed out, because these
Sure.
guys are
And
business, period.
Sure.
they are in business.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, they are in business, and to that extent, and whilst I'm one of those fairly vocal critics of the government in generally, but there are situations where I seem to believe that we are not doing enough from the government side. We should actually tell them that this or else, like we should have told Facebook this or else. Okay, I think there is some amount of wariness there which is there amongst the administration. And like I said, the political leadership will always be, will never be able to take a stand
Yeah.
because it's political leadership.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, they have to balance between money and funds and votes. Okay, let's not go there. But what about the bureaucracy? The bureaucracy is very smart in this country.
Yes.
Some of the smartest guys are there in bureaucracy, right? I think if they are just empowered and told that, okay, now go for it, solve this problem. I'm not saying throw them out, but solve this problem. I think we'll get a solution.
So I've got one thought, which in a sense links the second issue, Leslie, to this current issue. And this is blue sky thinking. What if, let's say, the three largest, culprits, so to speak, say a Facebook, a Twitter, or a WhatsApp, for that matter, these three guys, if every account holder has to provide some proof of documentation. Now, there's one interesting data point. I'm told that in the mid 70s, the number of hoax calls that went to airports of a potential bombing were immensely more. And a lot of these were made from public call offices, PCOs, because it's not traceable.
Correct.
Right now, every mobile phone or every call is traceable. And apparently, last year, the total number of hoax calls received was 7, single digit 7.
Oh,
Right. And apparently, in the 80s, this number was something like about 150 or 200 a month. Right. So people suddenly got scared. Now, I'm just saying one step further, every WhatsApp account, every Twitter account, and every Facebook account needs to have some identity authentication. Right. So if I identify, so if I'm known that I'm a hate speech spreader, I'm a XYZ politician, at least now it's identified to me. But there are a lot of the amplification happens from third-party random. So the so-called troll armies belong to a bunch of faceless, anonymous people. And anonymity gives people the right to, in a manner, the right to abuse.
Exactly.
Right? I
Absolutely.
would go and take a
and it's
spot
more,
on Mr. Bachchan,
more
which I would never do
cowardice.
in the real civil world. If I see Mr. Bachchan on the street, I wouldn't go and call him abusers. But on Twitter, what does it take for me to call Mr. Bachchan a womanizer, for example?
Absolutely.
So my
No,
point is,
that-
people tend to protect their identity, no matter how bad a man is. There's a little bit of a personal angle to it. When I'm anonymous, I can abuse who I want to when I want to.
Yeah. Remove the cloak of anonymity. I agree with that. Remove the cloak. And again, I go back to the same thing. Remove the cloak of anonymity and make examples.
Absolutely.
Make examples. If you find that there's somebody who's caused irreparable harm, okay, see, forget about the fact that the courts are going to take a long time. Okay, that's a reality. But at least charge him. Charge him, file a charge sheet, file an FIR, get an arrest warrant, let him go get a bail. I mean, since the courts are burdened, it's going to be equally difficult for him to get a bail also.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm saying instead of going after, harmless comedians, assuming that they were going to say something like this Farooqi, okay, go after guys who actually said something,
Absolutely.
okay, who have committed a crime.
Correct. Yeah.
Don't imagine a crime. Okay. But this will only happen, and this is where the politician's role comes in. The politician will have to either step back and give the control to the administration. Okay. Most of the bureaucrats that I've spoken to, most of the cops I've spoken to, they are saying they make all the right noises.
Mhm.
But the problem is that they say, look, I mean, how much can we do?
That's true.
Right?
There
And
is
the
a
administration,
limit.
like I said, if you can arrest a girl or two girls for putting out a post on Facebook and keep them inside the jail, and it took a law student to file a Supreme Court case and get that 66A repealed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It was a law student who did that, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm saying it is easily possible for us to put the entire weight of law enforcement.
Yes.
Make examples. Okay. Is it going to stop? It will not stop, but at least, one category of people will start thinking. that
I-
middle class, they
No,
will
Subbu,
get scared.
Subbu, I think we are all, in some way connected to the media, including Lloyd also, and Lloyd also has been on so many fora. I think we all have gone through these issues at some point in time. We have, laid threadbare kind of many of these issues. We know the solutions. It's not that the governments don't know the solution, but as you said, these are like business concerns. These are going to be the pulls and pushes, but we have to keep on pushing. They have to keep on pulling. So let's, for now, I like to rest that topic for now
I
because
just
I
want to
think
make one point to Lloyd. Lloyd, you mentioned Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter. In all this controversy, the government of Google has got away.
Oh yes, absolutely,
I,
absolutely.
I, I don't think he
Yeah.
wanted to ignite, just that he
The more,
said it.
but you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
You're right. Yeah, there. And also it's a reflection of the age of the three of us. But I can tell you, if there was a younger batch, Instagram is another
Instagram,
very,
Insta
very
is,
it's the elephant in the room that we all older folks ignore.
Yeah, but that
Right.
trio is all the Facebook guys, na?
Correct.
Trio is the Facebook
The
guys.
ownership.
So all said that, yeah. So
Yes,
I
yes,
mean,
yes.
and then of course, luckily the TikToks and all are out for now at least.
For now.
So there's
Yeah.
there's less chaos. Of course, I think we have Coup. The KOO.
we have
Oh,
we have
absolutely.
coup, and this is going to be a coup because nobody knows what coup is going to do.
Nobody wants.
Okay, and the
But
problem
my
with
belief
coup
on
is
coup and a lot of these, in a sense, they're kind of passing kind of motions.
Yeah, yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
asks them
yeah.
to prove a point, and before you know it, they're forgotten. It's like when TikTok went off, there was a whole bunch of people who came in. A lot of them are kind of struggling. Now there are about 7 or 8. And I think it's everyone's, initial nationalistic urge. And then it goes. It's like, I was told I know a mobile phone seller who said like for a fortnight after the ban, the Oppos, the OnePluses, the Xiaomis, they had a bit of a dip. Now it's exactly what the market shares were in the middle of 2020. So things really haven't changed. It's that brief moment in time.
so Lloyd. If you remember,
Basically,
I don't know. I mean, I think Leslie, all of us are the same age. There used to be a Hollywood movie which came a long time back in the 70s and 80s called the China Syndrome.
Oh, yes.
It is so reminiscent now. It is the China Syndrome now.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Everything that we do is
Absolutely.
China focused, and we say no. We will not focus on China, but everything that we do is focused on China.
Yes,
yeah, and it's a practical thing. I mean, if you're going to buy an electric switch today, you tell a person, okay, go and buy an anchor. Or you basically it's ये 10 रुपए में मिलता है. This is about 50 rupees. What do you want to buy? The guy goes for the $10. He doesn't look at it whether it's made in China. He knows that it's breakable. He knows that it's saying, okay, let me just get my work fixed. But anyway, I think these quick fixes will continue, but we'll have to have those pulls and pressures.